Yep. Hey, what's up? It's Izzy here with I Do the Most. And they dropped a new Master Duel ban list that's to be dropped on October the 9th. Just wanted to do a quick run through of the ban list. For the most part, I don't have any issues with the cards that they're planning on hitting. I think overall this will make a healthier environment, but we will never know until we get into this part of the meta. Know that they'll be having new cards added to the game probably not so long from now. But first, let's start out with the first card, Primeval Planet Perlarino. It's the Tearlament field spell. Searches a card. If a Tearlament is sent to the graveyard or shuffled into the deck, you can target a card on the field and destroy it. So it also offers that bit of interruption. Personally, I don't have a problem with them hitting that. It kind of hits Tearlament's consistency. Sometimes you'll have a couple of interactions to shut down some of their plays, but I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. But I don't have a problem with it being hit. It's just, one less consistency booster, plus with the added benefit of having some interruptions through its card destruction. All in all, I think that they probably would have been better off alongside this, maybe hitting some of the other Tearlament consistency cards. But Tearlament's going to Tearlament, right? There are so many other engines that people mix into Tearlaments that, they probably won't even miss it. Next, we got Eebly, the Corruptor. And that card should have been banned. I don't know why it was allowed to roam in the game as long as it did. Even though I don't run into it that often, when you do run into it, if you don't have the right setup of cards to be prepared for this, which typically any deck that's running it is running a very unfun strategy. They typically have a whole bunch of different. The deck I mostly see it in is Branded Despia. And they'll summon the Sanctifier Dragon and bring it back and special summon it to your field on their turn. And then they also got like Ice Jade on the field. So if you do bring out another monster alongside it, they'll just banish it. Do all types of other annoying, obnoxious shit. Cards like this just aren't, overall, they aren't healthy for the game. They lock you out of certain mechanics of the game unless certain conditions are met. And I think that kind of sucks the fun out of the game. So, like, a lot of these cards are just, a lot of these cards that'll be on this ban list just should make for a healthier game overall. But some of the other cards that they need to hit are the generic Omni Negates. Now, in the physical game, a lot of those cards have been hit. In Master Duel, a lot of them are allowed to just walk around freely. Still have Barone, still have the one dragon, Borlo Dragon. We also still got Apollosa. And those are all very generic cards. And the decks that are running them typically can probably get all three of them, plus another Omni Negate in their back row or on another monster on the field. Plus they'll have like hand traps, plus whatever deck that they're running is already set up on the field. And it just becomes to be too much sometimes. All right, but next we got Jowgen the Spiritualist. Out of the 3 banned cards, I think that one is probably the least impactful. I mean, I know nobody likes to play against stun, but modern Yu-Gi-Oh is basically stun. It's a whole lot of preventing your opponent from playing. I think most people don't really like the way that is. A lot of people try to play the game to have fun, but the reality of the matter is, once you get up into like higher ranks and stuff like that, you kind of gotta adjust to what the meta is. Though I like my favorite decks, I like my Fossil Fusions, I like my Dogmaticas, I like my True Kings, I like my Sword Soul, I like my Melfi's and stuff like that. Like, if you aren't playing a very optimized version of these decks, like certain, and then you'll draw into cards that are semi bricks to bricks, and then if you got two semi bricks or bricks in your hand, then a lot of the time that could cost you the game, which I think kind of sucks with modern Yu-Gi-Oh. But I don't have a problem with Jowgen being banned. I don't think traditional stun is really that big, has that big of an impact. They also have Fossil Dyna down here, to be limited. Again, I don't really have an issue with that. Me personally, my stun decks, I only run one Fossil Dyna. I don't think that it's super impactful as a card. At least the way that I use it. I know, like, if you flip it face up, it can blow up all the special summon monsters on the field and then prevent the opponent from special summoning from that point on. That's pretty strong. And Jowgen, you could just discard a card and destroy all special summon monsters and then prevent either player from special summoning monsters. But they need the support cards around it. And since it's such a slower strategy and you need much more cards for it to be effective, because if you just summon either one of them and leave them out in the field, they're going to get ran over unless you have the proper cards to protect them at that moment, versus a lot of these other cards that are just one card combos that can set up a full field of all types of interruptions and stuff like that. And if you do happen to have the card to stop that, then they already got 2 to 3 other one card starters in their hand, plus a hand trap or a searcher to get to another 1 or 2 card starters, So, that's my thoughts on that. We got Poplar going to 1. Good. Fire King High Avatar Kieran going to 2. Good. The whole Snake Eyes Fire King build is a little too consistent. Poplar should have been down to 1 right alongside Ash, because again, it's another card that just gains so much advantage simply for being. And I wouldn't feel that way if most Snake Eyes players didn't run the Snake Eyes package. I meant the Fire King package alongside the Snake Eyes package, because there is so much extension that can be done there. I feel terrible for any Snake Eyes player that just wants to play the deck pure, because then that is a terrible hit to it. Now they have to kind of mix it in with other decks because their 2 best starters in the deck are limited, and if they get called by that's a pretty big hit right there. Or they get ashed in the right moment, that's a pretty big hit. But outside of that, its versatility just makes it crazy, in my personal opinion. I already said the Kieran. Kieran, out of the Fire Kings, I think that's the one that I'm glad that that's the one that they hit, because that one just does so much. It just you could special summon it from your hand by destroying a fire monster in your hand or on the field. So it's like, if you try to, let's say you try to imperm a monster that's on the field, like they got the one that negate monster effects on the field, and you try to imperm it or something like that, and they activate the Kieran from the hand, blow that up, special summon this, and when he's blown up, he'll special summon one from the graveyard. And if Kieran's destroyed, you can special summon one from your hand or graveyard, and then you can destroy your card on the field. It's just it's a lot, So personally, I think that they could have brought it down to 1. It's super consistent. The other Fire King monsters I don't have an issue with. They're annoying. They all have a lot of recursion. It's a whole bunch of layers of things that you got to get through sometimes if you don't have the right combination of cards to deal with them. But all in all, this one was definitely the best hit. So Gold Sark is going up to 2. Meh. I mean, I don't think that's going to be. I don't think that's going to have a big impact. Um, for Flu, I think Flu's the only deck that Flu, and it's something else I'm not thinking about right now. There's another deck that really runs Gold Sark, but even then, I don't think it's going to be super impactful. Phantom of Yubel going to 2, good. Now they just gotta kind of pace themselves on bringing this out. A lot of people just kind of shotgun him to try to prevent a Nibiru from tributing off their field and making them lose all of their resources and stuff like that. And they'll just happily tribute it and go into their link plays and then bring in another one and then leave that on the field, and the next turn they got another one in there. It's just too much. All 3 of these cards right here are hits to Yubel: Dark Beckoning Beast and then Awakening of the Spirit Gates. Those 2 are unfortunately hit because they do actually serve a purpose in the what are they called? The Ultra Beasts? Well, the Uriah, Haman, and Raphael deck. Because they are consistency boosters, but since they play so well with Yubel, unfortunately, they had to be hit. I think Dark Beckoning Beast is probably the least impactful hit out of the 3, personally, in my opinion. I know it gives you an extra normal summon, and then it also gives you the search for the continuous spell, but the continuous spell lets you recycle your Yubel continuous spell cards from the graveyard as long as you got a level 10 on the field, and it also lets you discard to bring this guy back, and then you could use that for link plays. And I think, but I'm fine with all 3 of them. They're not limited, they're not banned, just kind of hitting the consistency booster. So they actually got to add other cards. It's not just so. That's like the foundation of the deck right there. The only other one that I could have seen potentially being hit was the Samsara Lotus. Or, no, I'm lying. Spirit of Yubel. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Spirit of Yubel, the main deck version. Because that one just has so much utility, and it also doesn't have a limit on if it's destroyed by card effect. You could special summon a Yubel from your deck ability, and that, or that's a lot. That's a lot in one card. Honestly, that alongside Phantom of Yubel are probably the 2 most problematic cards because of the recursion and what they can do. And then, this one can just pop it from the deck, and I don't know, but maybe just the Phantom being semi-limited will impact how they play. And because typically once you get all 3 Phantoms out of the extra deck, unless they have a way to send them back to the extra deck, it's not an issue from that point on, right? So let's go down to the unlimited cards. Thunder King Colossus. Or I'm a Thunder Dragon Colossus. Are Thunder Dragons even I haven't played a Thunder Dragon player in months, like literal months. And any deck that does run Colossus, are they running 3 other than pure Thunder Dragons? I can't think of any relevant Thunder archetypes or any relevant deck that would be able to consistently bring out 2 of them or have one in the backup. Not to mention 3. Who the hell would run 3 Colossus? I don't know. Finally, they're bringing back Water Enchantress of the Temple. Yes, it's a solid search card for the Adventure Engine, but the Adventure Engine, as far as its most usable cards, unless you're running a pure build, but as far as its most useful cards, this is one that you need 3 of. You need 3 of this. You need 3 of the Rite of Aramasir. A couple of the continuous spell is fine. I think it needs all of its engine pieces. I understand people were using it, especially in that time where everybody was bringing out like multiple Omni negate boards and stuff like that. But we're kind of past that part. It's more or less like over interactivity mixed with a couple negations. It's kind of like they want to outplay you. They want to blow up your cards. They want to move this around. They want to bring this out. And, it's kind of a lot of playing on your opponent's turn, keeping your opponent from playing and stuff like that. 3 change of hearts. Excuse me. As far as that one, I'm not sure how I feel about that. On one hand, I'm like, Change of Heart is a powerful card, but it's pretty dated. It's a target card. A lot of cards have target protection, or they can move around, or there's other things that can move them around and stuff like that. But on the other hand, thinking about it, 3 of those being legal and say a stun deck, I don't know. That could be crazy. Because you already got the field locked down from special summons, and then you change a heart and steal whatever monster they have out there. Say they got a face down monster. They got an Ash that your monster can't run over because you didn't run into your you didn't run into your Moon Mirror Shield or whatever the case is, and then you just take that and continue to chip away your damage, or they got a bigger monster out and they was able to run over one of your monsters. And, it's kind of like at a stalemate. You steal their bigger monster, and now you're putting out more damage or closing out the game. So, I mean, as far as that one, I'll say let's see how that goes. I'm going to skip over one. Chaos Space going to 3. So, Dragon Link, I mean, sure. I was always very indifferent about Dragon Link. It's either it's going to pop off or it's going to have a subpar board. Or like if you hit it with a maxi, they just quit. So I'm just kind of like, it's kind of a high risk, high reward deck, in my opinion. And they had banned the Chaos Synchro Dragon. I'm drawing a blank on his name. It's Chaos something Dragon. So people said that was a problematic card. Me personally, I never seen it as a problematic card. I'm just seeing it as a consistency booster. But, meh. Now these virus cards, in my opinion, I think they all need to be either banned or dropped to 1, because they are only used in very particular situations, but those are always a very unfair situation, because the decks that let's say Labyrinth uses a lot of the virus cards, right? And they'll use that to wait. They'll wait and see what you play or what you do, and see what you're running, and then they'll hit the strongest part of your strategies. And it's not a loss to them because they use that for free, and then they activate the trap card, and then their other Labyrinth cards effects go off that give them more advantage. So it's kind of like with the trap trick monsters, when traps are activated and stuff like that, you get all types of advantage. Same thing with them basically. But then this one, not only does it affect that turn, but it affects the next 3 turns after the draw phase. So you draw into a spell or a trap card with this one, and they're able to take those away from you. So you can't control what you draw unless your deck has a way to stack the cards that you want them to stack. But that's typically, I don't see too many decks that do that. So my last word on that is either ban them, ban all of them, Yeah, I'd say ban all of them. I hate these cards that just take away one full aspect of the game, and then I guess it's cost is supposed to be that you tribute a dark monster with 2,500 or more, but when you can bring them out for free from a trap card and then get more advantage on top of that and all types of other crazy stuff, it's like, is that really a cost? It's not, right? In a slower format, I can see these being fair, but the game is way too fast. They got cards that allow them to activate it on the first turn, so they can just do it on the first turn just to be a dick. Be like, all right, look, let me get rid of any spell cards you got in your hand, and if you draw into one for your first draw phase or your next two draw phases, they're all going to the graveyard, and you can't do nothing about it. Live with it, And if I'm not mistaken, it lets them look in your hand. Yeah, look at the hand as well. So you also got hand knowledge on top of that. Why are these cards in the game? But anyway, that's my thoughts on the ban list. That's to be implemented on October the 9th. Let me know what you think about the ban list. What are your thoughts on what they hit, what they could have hit, what they did right, what they did wrong, what they could have done better? But anyway, with that being said, I'm going to head out. You have yourself a good day. Peace.